see. Disconnect that. Okay, that's better. Okay, minimize that. Okay, cool. Let's see. How we doing today, folks? My name's Roy. I'm here to do a tarot card reading. Yeah, the lights are low. I don't know if I can. No, that's not gonna work. Anyway, how are we today? I want to give thanks to Most High God. Number one, God. Number one. Was thinking about it earlier, and even back in the day, say like my parents' age, even before back then, war times, say the 60s, the 70s, uh, you know, it was chaotic back then. Things were crazy. I don't want to get into detail, but even back then, their faith, their religion, what they believed as far as a higher power, was, intertwined. So, even the bad guys back in the day, I'm not going to mention which ones, but they went to church, they prayed. You know what I mean? And they might have not been praying, uh, for their enemies per se, but they were praying that God looked after them, and in a way, even though they were crooks and criminals, things like that, what have you, they still had faith. They still believe in God, you know. Um, I don't know why I thought of it, but it's like, don't hate the player, hate the game, So in life, we're forced to do stuff that we don't want to do, and you know what I mean. Don't hate the player, hate the game, because not all of us are strong enough to make it without, you know what I mean. Some of us fall by the wayside. We don't make the right decisions in life, etc. But back to what I was saying is, all praise and glory be to God, the creator of heaven and earth, creator of us, our souls. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. Don't give up. I just wanted to share that with you guys today. All right, let's get a tarot read in. I got my deck here. I pulled a couple of. I have these other cards here that I was looking at. They were a gift. Masters, Mystics, and Saints. So it's a really cool deck. I mean, sorry, and it was a gift to me, and so I ended up pulling a couple of those before the read. It has to do with the stones, with the gems. I saw the cards that kind of came out. I got Jasper, Goldstone, uh, agate, and labradorite. So if you have those stones, if you gemstones, maybe that's a sign that maybe you could carry it with you today, or have it near you, or however you use your stones, your gems, again, labradorite, agate, goldstone, and jasper. And those cards have like a brief, I'll give you one here. The jasper says, have you been seeking balance? Okay, another goldstone, are you in touch with your magnificence? Right? The other one, the agate, is your intuition particularly heightened at this time? Okay, last but not least, labradorite. Do you often feel inspired to write? Are you a channel for messages from the divine? And that's it right there. That's the ticket when we're dealing with spirituality, when we're dealing with tarot. It's the inner knowings. So when you read tarot, it's important that you don't, of course, you look at the face of the card, the illustrations and things like that, but the innermost value. And just like you do when you read the cards, the innermost value, you also want to pull from your innermost self. Deep down inside, where your heart is, that's where you want to think and act and move. The decisions that you make in life. You don't want to think, us guys, we have two heads, okay? It's a joke. And we don't want to think with the wrong head. And, think with your heart. Don't, you know what I mean? Things like that. I mean, I don't want to keep going on and on and on, but I did a read the other day, and I didn't share it. I didn't post it. I didn't, and the cards that came out were brutally honest with me, to the point where I almost had a tear in my eye, but I stopped and I had to realize, like, we build walls. We will build a wall up to protect ourselves. And when we're vulnerable, we, at times, some of us, not all of us, but we put ourselves out there, trusting in others, in love and in friendships and in partnerships, any kind of give and take, push and pull. And we, leave our hearts open, and our heads and our hearts we leave it open, and we want to give the benefit of the doubt to everybody, but unfortunately, and particularly in my case, I've been betrayed. And the cards that were dealt, that I read, they made me realize that my heart still hurts. Most of you guys that know me, if any of you guys know me that happen to see this, you guys know that I get a big heart. You guys know that I care. You guys know that it means the world to me that we all get along, we're all happy, things like that. I care about you guys. And in the past, I've left my heart open, and it's been hurt. And so, anyway, that read, I had to pull from within and kind of realize that, as strong as I may be, and, how determined, that I am, and the good qualities that I have to remember to look inside and work on, you know, I mean, is it my fault? That's, you know what I mean? These are the things that you need to work on. You know, if you, it's the we go through life without working on the issues that lay in deep down inside. Your broken heart, or abandonment issues, or you not, your mom, and you never got along with your mom and your dad, or you never got along with your family. Whatever the issues that we've buried deep down inside, in order for us to be free and to move on and to grow to be adults, we need to work on those innermost, um, hidden away, um, hurts. You know, some of us, you'd call them skeletons in your closet, whatever. The idea is, though, to work through it so that you can be a better person, that you don't go through life blocking every time someone comes, or, a relationship or an opportunity comes walking by, or you have this chance and you block it out because you're hurt. You know, something good for you and for everyone is right there, but because you have been hurt in the past, you say no. And you say no, I don't want it, and and it's a hard life to live if you deny what's best and what's good for you. So it's up to you to find out. There's many ways to do it. Eating healthy, getting plenty of sleep, staying hydrated, all of that, all of that. Writing it all out. You write it down. Whatever you want to do, step work, however you got to do it. Every day, you want to set some time aside and try to figure out what you could do better. Maybe. Hopefully, you don't lose your cool. If you get what I'm saying. Anyway, enough of that. Let me shuffle these cards. All glory and praise be to God, the Most High. I want to thank the archangels. I want to thank the ascended masters, and I want to thank my ancestors, and I also want to thank my passed on loved ones of peace, love, and light, the ones that roll with me, that protect me. I want to thank those guys too. Again, all praise and glory be to God. Ooh. Let's see, what do we got here? First card out today, folks. The light's pretty bad here. Maybe I should turn that light on. High Priestess. I'll take it. It's kind of dark, so I'm going to go hit that light real quick. Alright. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Okay. First card out today, guys. The High Priestess. Okay, so this is the inner knowing. I was just talking about the inner knowing. All lies within inside. Look at that. They have the crucifix. Inner knowing, inner knowledge. But there's some symbols on the card that, right? The moon, the crescent moon here, the scrolls, the crucifix, even her hat. Her hat kind of represents stuff, and then of course too the major arcana. First card out, High Priestess. Put him here. Okay, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Archangels. Next card out, Page of Swords. Alright, Page of Swords is he's a spy. Possibly, as a page, he's a younger dude, possibly, or that energy. Uh, curiosity killed the cat, right? So we have the High Priestess, and we have the Page of Swords. So right off the bat, right off the flip, I'm seeing a High Priestess being watched by a Page of Swords. And yeah, High Priestess is inner knowing wisdom. Almost like, the ancient ways. Page of Swords, spying kind of, he's in the uh, suit of swords, but it's the court card. The page is the bottom or the last, I guess you would say. So you have the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. And there's an order to that. I'm still kind of, there's always so much to learn. Next card out, folks. The world. And these are, I talked about this on one of the last reads, but what was I in? The Wheel of Fortune. Today we have the world. This is 21. It's like you went through the whole deck. You closing out. This is like a closing out of the cycle type of a thing. You got a wreath. You got your crystal wands. But the fixed signs: Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus. In the zodiac signs, those four are the fixed signs. And, I don't make the rules. That's just what it is. All right, so, it's kind of like when you look at it, it's almost like the finish line. She's crossing the finish line. Ooh, I don't know if I'll get marked for the illustrations. I was just thinking of that the other day as well. I hope not. I'd be upset. Maybe I'll have to cut and paste. Shoot. Okay, carrying on. So we got the High Priestess, Page of Swords, the world. So what are you trying to tell me, Spirit? Ooh. Okay, this one popped out. I don't know if you saw it. Next card up is Ten of Pentacles. Alright, and this card means a lot to me. But as you can see, you got the old man, you got the, looks like a husband and a wife, you got a little child here holding on, and you got the two dogs. However you see it, whatever you decide, which is what you see here, but I can kind of relate to this card. Ten of Pentacles. So it's having to do with family per se. Uh, and like I would say maybe like a culmination. So the ten, if you go through the Pentacles, the 10 is the last card of that suit, right? And in the minor arcana, and they would describe that as maybe like the 10 of Pentacles would be an inheritance. Um, you know, old money. Next card up is the 7 of Cups. Right? And I've described this before. This guy's, you know, you don't want to say he's hallucinating, but he's just trying to figure out what's next. What's he gonna do? So, let's see. High Priestess, Page of Sword, the World, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. So, let's see. I'm gonna, you know, off the first draw here, we have a High Priestess, Inner Knowing, and then we have a Page of Swords, the World. Inner knowledge. Then we have like again with the curiosity and or the spying energy, and then the world. So it's kind of like this high priestess is being spied on. They're being watched, and with the world, it's almost like that's the finish line, and with the fixed sign. So almost like if you were to say, it's almost like the heavens are watching this high priestess and this Page of Swords, and as time goes on, they there's something to do with this 10 of Pentacles, you know, and then we have the 7 of Cups. There's some confusion. Can you clarify the 7 of Cups for me, please? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. So High Priestess, Page of Swords, the World, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Boom, boom. Next card up, Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles are Earth, so it's a queen, so it's carrying the Pentacles being the Earth sign, like so. Nature, someone connected to the Earth. And then after that was the 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay, right? So 7 of Wands upright is someone who's courageous, someone who, it could be a like someone negotiating, something, this is someone who's determined. Now, if I flip that in reverse, the Seven of Wands. So maybe think of wands, right? So it's like energy. That's like maybe somebody wants to work something out. If it's in reverse, flipping it over. So this is like this guy against the people below. You know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wands going at him, and he's defending himself. You know, he's got a sneaker and a boot on. I talked about this before. It almost looks like he's in his pajamas. Okay, but when you flip it, and this is what I was talking about. When you read these cards, when you go through life, you need to from within. So when you look at this card and you go, whoa, you feel it. You go, this guy is defending his honor. He's the king of the mountain. Let me think now. If I were to, right, flip it over, it's almost like he would be coming down from the mountain and trying to work things out, right? Maybe try to fix what's broken, try to work with people. Okay, so I asked to clarify the Seven of Cups, and I got the Queen of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands in reverse, and that would be someone who is caring and compassionate, who is possibly an Earth sign, who's connected to the Earth, that's willing to work with others. So this whatever's going on between the High Priestess and the Page of Swords is it needs to come to a conclusion. And when that happens, or the reason why is because of this Ten of Pentacles. And there's some confusion, but the Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign, is willing to hear, because they're going da da da, the six of them below, and then this. So he's gonna come down from the mountain and something like that. Card, the energy at the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. Right? So, teacher, lawyer, somebody who's got their act together. You got, you got a whale. There's a whale over here. There's a ship over there. Right? And when you're on a ship and you see a whale, right? What do? They're gonna go get that whale. So, King of Cups means business, upright. You know what I mean? Maybe this ship's hunting whales. You know? So, King of Cups means business. That's the energy at the bottom of the deck so far. Looks like there's some confusion over this Ten of Pentacles, but the Queen of Cups is just chilling. And with the Seven of Wands in reverse, they're not even, the Queen of Pentacles is not even in a defensive or argumentative, frame of mind. That's what I see. Let's carry on. Okay. Tell us more, Spirit. Tell us more. What would you like us to know? Oh, shuffle. No. Oh, how many do I got? That's too many, is it? Let's see. Maybe I'll take them. Okay. And look at that. I'll take him because it's not half the deck. Next card out. Ace of Cups in reverse. Alright. Next card. Ace of Wands in the upright. Right after that is the Eight of Cups. So, Ace of Cups in reverse would be, right? So, in reverse. So it would be, well, so you have the Ace of Cups in reverse, and then you have the Ace of Wands in the upright. So this is something that um, it's more like when I look at it, it's like, right? Check it out. This is business, and this is like your not pleasure per se, but like this is business and this is pleasure. Okay, to put it into terms like that. This being in reverse, there's no sentimental value. There's no, there's no love, there's no compassion, there's no trust. It's a false heart. But there is room for building, for creation. This is business and this is pleasure. So I see Ace of Cups in reverse as saying, don't get attached, but you do have creative avenues here, possibly. And then with the Eight of Cups is, that is someone who's modest, who's kind of like a take it or leave it, right? Tell me more. So it matters. Okay, so we have there's some confusion up here having to do with the High Priestess, Page of Sword, Ten of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is grounded, cool, loving, loves, you know what I mean? Earth sign. And is willing, with the Seven of Wands in reverse, is willing to, talk, maybe, negotiate. It's not, all right, you know what I mean? Willing to hear somebody out. But now we have the Ace of Cups. So this, whatever this is business related. And with the Eight of Cups, it's like, you know what? If you ain't got the right, if you want to come at this guy with the wrong intentions, with the wrong impression, this is what he's going to do. Because look, Eight of Cups. Look at all those cups. It could be those cups. Okay, check it out. This one's in reverse. And this is the ace. Then you have the Ace of Wands, and then you have the Eight. So this is in reverse. Okay, so you got, add them up, right? Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is what, is this guy's happy. Nine of Cups is, all right, here I am. I got my Nine of Cups. I'm happy-go-lucky. He's got his ducks in a row, right? Whatever. But because this is in reverse, it's from the start. Boom. There's possibly no chance of this being a fruitful relationship. It's only business. And if there's no value in that, he's gone. Adios. Right, here we go. Moving on. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Angels. Ooh, this one flipped. Okay, look at that. Ooh. Bango. Next card up. The Emperor. So this guy's got stability, power, money, and it's part of the I believe it's in the wands category. Fire sign, Aries. I believe it's Aries, right? Aries, Leo, Sag. But I think this card represents Aries. Stability, power, money, control. Also, like I said, power. You can see he's got his gear on, a red robe, a crown on his head. Tell me more, Spirit. Yeah, instantly right there when I see the Ace of Cups in reverse, it's like, no. And then now we have the Emperor. So that's clearly, you know what I mean? We're building up here. This Emperor. Oh, jeez. Okay, uh-oh. Now look at what we got. Knight of Wands. Okay, and this is also a fire sign. And check out the gear. This guy's coming in hot. Wands. Emperor. So we have the Emperor and the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands could represent how this Emperor is feeling. So this could be an Emperor that's on the move, coming in hot, basically, as a knight. Okay? So you almost could think of the Eight of Wands, where it's the wands are flying through the air, and with the knight, the wands aren't flying through the air; they're on horseback. They're on, whatever whatever you want to say. They're on the move. So we're not on horseback and stuff like that no longer. So use your imagination. But they're coming to get something. So this, Ace of Cups reverse is nothing of sentimental value, and to put it in terms. With the Ace of Wands, though, it's a business deal. But then immediately after that we have the Eight of Cups, and then the Emperor, Knight of Wands. Tell me more, please, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Thank you, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Archangels, instead of masters, ancestors, passed on loved ones of peace, love, and light, please come through. Whoop. Oh, there it goes. That one flew. That one popped. Bingo. 3 of swords in the reverse. Okay, right? So upright, that's a broken heart. I was talking about that at the beginning of the video. Okay? Reverse, right? Now, think about when you have a broken heart, you know, how bad it hurts, how painful it is, you know, how you feel. You know, the picture describes it. You got 3 swords, you've been stabbed in the heart 3 times. And it's a rainy day. It's like you're sitting in your bed crying and it's raining outside. You know, that's what I think. That's what that represents. Reverse. Okay. Are we pulling the swords out? Are we digging ourselves out of that hole? Are we letting go of the past? Have we matured? Have we learned from the mistakes? Have we healed from the pain of heartbreak? All right, and let's go. I'll keep it going. Next card. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for communicating with me so that I understand. Okay, what do we have here? Boom. Spiriting forward today, folks. Alright, just gonna do a small adjustment here. There's that. You know, you have so much space. Right? The Ace of Cups is in reverse. Ace of Wands. Yeah, you want to always pay attention to where the cards lie in the read, you know. If you could see. You know, and with the Emperor on the table, however you may take that, the Emperor always makes wise decisions. That's why they're the Emperor. They don't mess around. You know, they have to make, like, the term I like to use is executive decision. And that's why they are the Emperor. So any decisions out here on this table that we make, we have to be wise about it. We have to be in the Emperor state of mind. Next card's up. Looks like I got 3 out. 3 of Pentacles. Okay. Work related, money related. And you got 3 people on the card. Okay. And this guy's working. They got the blueprint. 3 of Pentacles. So they're building something. Looks like this guy's building he's painting and fixing the outside of the building. So, but this is 3 people. So this is some kind of a, again, back with the Ace of Wands, with the 3 of Pentacles. It's like there's some kind of a business here. There's some kind of somebody wants to build something, right? Just to recap: Ace of Cups in reverse, Ace of Wands upright, 8 of Cups, the Emperor, 9 of Wands, 3 of Swords reverse, 3 of Pentacles. Huh. Next card out is, what's that? The 6. Oh, what's the 4? Sorry, 4 of Cups in reverse. Right? Upright. This guy's got 3 cups. He's pissed off. He's outside. Look at him. He looks sad. He looks bad. But Spirit is saying, hey, man, I got something for you. Chill. Right? That's, or, some people say the guy's drinking, these cups are empty. So this guy is 3, 4, he's going to be 4 beers deep into his 6-pack. So he could be a little, tipsy, But basically, he's not paying attention to what the game plan is. Spirit says, yeah, you got your 3 cups and you're pissed off. That's like all of us on a daily basis. Spirit says, I got you, man. Get your cup right here. It's a reverse. So, I'm upright. He's not seeing it. This kind of goes along with the 7 of Wands in reverse. It's like a clear path, or well grounded, or his 4 of Cups is in so these might be empty, right? And Spirit's trying to give him one, but he's too angry. This way, he might actually be available to the idea of what Spirit is trying to express, trying to tell him. What are you trying to tell me, Spirit? He's not stuck right now. Right now, he's free to move. Okay. And after that, or maybe he doesn't see, but now he should be able to if it's in reverse, right? Next card up, the Moon. And the Moon card is, I've heard in the past, things done in the dark will eventually come to light. There's interpretations of this card, but the darker, it could be, what is it? The moon, under, things that go on under the moon. So it could be, considered intuitiveness, or even, like you could think of like a psychic ability, but it's under the cover of darkness and it's under the moon. I mean, check this lady. It looks like a lady to me. Check out her face. She does not look happy. Could be danger with these guys. We got a, the depiction of the card. We got, it looks like a dog and what's that, a coyote, and looks like a lobster or a crab or something. So this could be like things that go bump in the night. The creatures, what's done in the darkness. Can you imagine being in that setting? Say you're walking through a trail, and you're over here, and you come walking through the trail, doo doo doo, the moon, under the moon, you come across 2, outposts, sentry, right? And then you come walking up, and then you look, and you see a dog and a wolf, and or hanging out by the pond, and you see some creatures coming out of the pond over there. I'd be scared. Definitely be wondering what the heck is going on under the moonlight. Right? So this read is kind of heavy. So on this row here, Ace of Cups in reverse, Ace of Wands upright. Okay. Ace of Cups reverse, false heart. No love. Okay. Ace of Wands upright is you have the strength to what? Walk away. Five, six, seven, eight. Okay, Eight of Cups. So there's no love, and you have the strength to walk away from this Emperor who wants to come in and forget about this, right? So that's the attitude this Emperor Knight of Wands has is we're gonna fix something, right? And they want to build. They want to build something, okay? But they, whoever this pertains to, this guy upright doesn't see what spirit has for him. Okay, but when we flip it in reverse, it's like now your feelings don't matter. Upright, it's like, oh, I have feelings. This isn't, I have this, but I need more. This is gonna work out. In reverse, none of that matters. Okay, right? And then the next card after that is the moon. Okay, watch out. So this tells me that whoever this, take it as however I'm here to give you the energy. Okay, Ace of Cups, no love, but you have the Ace of Wands in the upright to walk away from this Emperor, Knight of Wands, who wants to pull the swords out of your broken heart and build some type of a work relationship, where your feelings don't matter. And the people that you're working with are some scary people, right? If you take this offer or whatever they want to work on, these are the guys you're going to be working with. Looks like a pissed off dog, an angry wolf, okay, and this swamp creature. I don't know. Do you want to work with those guys? Some of us already do. Okay, so I hope you hear what I'm be picking up, what I'm laying down. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? Having to do with this emperor. Okay, that one goes with that one. Goes with that. Interesting. And that being in reverse is like with the Four Cups in reverse is almost like, to me, I don't know why, with the moon is like you're gonna step on the false floor. That's how I'm seeing it. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh yeah, this is a good thing, and then it's gonna flip. It all looks good, but the Four Cups in reverse. Before, when he's sitting on the ground and he's disappointed, okay, and spirit's trying to work with him and show him something. When you flip that, now it's like he's gonna fall into it. His cups are overturned. You know what I mean? Maybe he's doing a somersault down the hill. That's what's gonna happen here when he starts working with these guys, and he's gonna land up after he's done rolling down the hill. Four Cups reverse. This is where he's gonna land. Follow? Alright. Carry on. Carry on, carry on. Let's see, what else? Tell us more, Spirit. Alright. Man, we're almost out of an hour. Golly. Let's finish this read if we can. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Oh, got a notification. Who could it be now? Who could it be now? Nada. Nunca. Next card. Huh. What did I say? Ten of Swords. Alright. Don't look pretty. Oh boy. Next card out after that. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Angels. Eight of Swords. Okay, so Ten of Swords is you got 10 swords in your back. You're done. Okay, that's the worst. But some of us, you know, so it might be easier to be 10 swords. You know, you get 10 swords in the back, you're done, you're out. Okay, next card is the Eight of Swords. Okay, so this is somebody like exiled from what? The community over here? You know, blindfolded, can't do anything. Standing in the muck, right? Just, you know, when you look at that, it's almost like it's almost their fault. That person here on the card, whatever they did or whatever they decided to do, right, has got them bound, blindfolded. They don't even know, you can't see what's coming. And all these swords. Somebody threw these swords at them. Get out of here. However you want to describe that. That person's maybe it's their own fault to blame. Carry on. Tell me more. Ooh. The looked like the Seven of Pentacles wanted to come out, but I went back in. Shoot. What do we got here? Blue on black. Ten of Wands. So this tells me right here, but we're going in reverse now. But we have the Ten of Swords. Okay. We have the Eight of Swords. Okay. It's one person on each of these cards. And then we have the 10 of Wands. So this guy's carrying all these burdens. Okay. Perfectly. You know, in unison. Heavy burden. You know, but all the weight and all the pressure's on this guy. So it's going from the 10 of Swords to the 8 of Swords to the 10 of Wands. So we're counting down, but it's this one person. Tell me more, Spirit. Sure, good here. Yeah, all right. What are you trying to tell me? Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Holy Angels, Archangels, Ascended Masters, Ancestors. Pass on love with peace, love, and light. As above, so below. As within, so without. Maybe that's all I need to know right there. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me. Oh, there we go. Uh-oh, here it is. The lovers. You got Archangel Michael watching over these two. You got the tree of knowledge, and you have the tree of good and evil. Okay, this is biblical stuff on this card. Man and the woman, right? Uh, Adam and Eve, right? Joseph and Mary. Uh, what's his name? Uh, Lucy, oh ho, right? You get it. Guy and a girl, right? Oh, all in the family, right? Anyway, uh, guy and a gal. Oh shoot, I'm gonna get marked for the cards. Dang it! I hope I don't get in trouble. Dang it! I'm gonna be upset. I think that's why Spirit was took a while for that kind of show because he was trying to say, hey, the build up, make sure you're paying attention. You see if you watch tarot, you see they don't show the card, or they draw bikinis. They draw bikinis and swimsuits on the cards. It's hilarious. I didn't I didn't think I was gonna have to do it. All right, this kind of popped out. This kind of fell out, so I'm just gonna go roll with it. Wheel of Fortune. Ten of Sword, Eight of Sword, Ten of Wands, the Lovers, Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Ace of Swords. Ooh, dropped it. When I dropped it, it landed on the Ten of Swords. I don't know if that means anything to you. But most people view the Ace of Swords, sorry. The Ace of Swords fell on the Ten of Swords when I was showing it. But most people, the depiction of this card is truth. When you pull this card, it's a truth card. You know what I mean? If the question were to be asked. All right. And let's see, we have the King of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. And while I was doing the read, I ended up shuffling the deck. I don't have the same card at the bottom of the deck right now. The energy at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so let's go over this last row. 10 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 10 of Wands, the Lovers. Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Swords. What a read we got today, folks. So it looks like somebody had 10 swords in their back, right? That's what I'm seeing here. Somebody had 10 swords in their back. Then they get up off the ground, right? This could be me or you, right? They get up. However, maybe a wave came, splashed him, right? I don't know if he's on the beach. I don't know where he's at, but something happened where he woke up, right? Maybe those swords in his back, the two in his neck and his head, weren't that deep, okay? And for whatever reason, a gust of wind came, woke him up, and what happened was, right, as he got up, he or she, right, and he pulled the two swords out of the back of his neck. Okay, and then he's standing there with the 8 of swords. He said, you know what, that's stupid. Because I don't deserve that either. And he shook that off. And he started walking up the hill, right? Okay. He kicked those swords out of the way, got rid of the bandages, took the stupid blindfold off, right? He started walking up the hill, remembering where he came from, remembering who he is, and remembering what happened, okay? And those swords turned into wands. And after he got rid of the 10 of swords to the 8, right? From the 2 to the 3, right? From the 10 to the 8, he got rid of the swords, and then he said, he started climbing back up the hill. Right? He was down on the dumps. 10 and swords, 8 swords. He's laying in a mud puddle. Pick himself up. Now he's walking up the hill. He's got some power, right? 8 or 10 of wands. Heavily burdened. He's mad at himself because he put himself there. But he knows what he's got to do now. He's strong. When you pick yourself up off the ground, this is what it feels like. When you get knocked off the horse, you gotta pick yourself back up and get back on. Here's the crazy part. Look out. The lovers. Oh, and jeez. Lord help me. Okay. So this guy laying in the mud, picked himself up, brushed himself off. Now he's carrying those 10 wands, and boom. What's he do? He walks over, jumps in the pond. He's getting cleaned up, and boom, he looks over, and he goes, hey, there's somebody that I like. The lovers. Somebody that he probably knows. And it's probably divinely guided. Because Archangel Michael says, hey, I'm right here, guys. It's almost like he was hoping that these two would cross paths. And in doing so, when these two meet, okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Just like the world, but on the Wheel of Fortune, okay, Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, the fixed signs. But this is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this is a good sign. And this, just like the song I was playing before this one, was truth. This is the truth. And it can happen. And then we have King of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Okay, so there's a couple with the 4 of Pentacles, having to do with your belongings. You're holding on, not to skip over the King of Cups, Okay, it's having to do with the King of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, water sign. Okay, Four of Pentacles. This guy's holding on to everything he's got. You know, but then when you think about it, when you see that he's got one on his head, he's got two on his feet, and so it's like when you look at it, right? It's like a one-track mind. Yes, it's his stuff. Yes, pentacles in this world that we live in are important, right? We need a roof over our head. You know, we got to pay for things, right? That's how this world works, unfortunately. But it's on his head. It's under his feet. He's holding on to this pentacle like it's his favorite deck of tarot cards. And we all know that money is a good thing, but is it under your feet, on your head, and are you holding on to it like your favorite deck of tarot cards? You get what I'm saying? So yes, the Four of Pentacles has something to do with what belongs to him, what he values, but it's also, in a sense, overbearing. That's when I see that, you know, it's almost like the pursuit. He almost looks greedy. Look at him. All he cares about is his Four of Pentacles. He doesn't care because it's on his mind. He doesn't care about the clouds, the sky, the sun. Don't care about what's going on in the background. He's holding on to it, and then under his feet, it's like he won't even step on. He's on a stoop, right? Stoop guy, stoop kid, come off the stoop, right? Because he's gonna get his pretty shoes dirty. So yes, this is good that he has, you know, his pentacles, his Four pentacles, but is it also holding him back? You know, he's too concerned. Look, that's all he's thinking about. All I care about is my pentacles. All I care about, I won't even get off the stoop. I'm not even gonna go downtown. Not even gonna do nothing because I'm stuck on the stoop. I don't want my cool shoes dirty. You know, and all I care about is my money. All I care about is my pentacles. He's just sitting there daydreaming, right? Like the Seven of Cups. And the Page of Cups. Okay, Page of Cups, right? Water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be. And this is somebody that is willing to lend a hand. Somebody, you know, whenever I look at this card, I always pay attention to the colors, right? And so the red and the blue, okay? And to me, it's like, if you look, so right behind me, if you look where my thumb is, if you look, right? So you look where my thumb is, you got the red, orange, yellow, ooh, right? Yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, right? Those are your chakras. Red is truth, and blue is like your voice, you know what I mean? So when I look at that, and so this guy is coming to you with some truth, right? Could be a girl or a guy, whatever, right? They tell you there's no gender in the tarot. It's just energy. But so you know this guy. There's some truth to it, right? In the red. You see, this is a little bit red and that's a little bit red. So you go, okay, yeah, I know this guy. You know, this what we talk about is there's some goodness to it, what have you. But then the blue, it's all talk. You know, that's what I see when I look at this card. Is this is a fast talker, and you know some facts, and you know some things, but this guy's running his mouth. And to me, when I see the fish, though, some people say it's a shitty offer. Oh, pardon my French, but I also, when I think of the fish, I think of Jesus. That's kind of like a representation. So this could be good or bad. What I'm looking at, because it go, with it goes the King of Cups. So that's somebody who who means business. Somebody who's got their stuff together. You know, business, law, teacher, something like that. But they're the King of Cups. Okay, so they don't play. Four Pentacles, Page of Cups. Me, I will kiss you, mother. All right. So I'm good, right up until the king. It says Ace of Swords, which is the truth, right? And then it says the King of Cups. So having to do with the King of Cups, and as it looks as though is that the King of Cups is concerned about money, and they want to help, but it might not be a genuine offer. Okay, that's what I see there. I'm gonna ask right now at the bottom of the deck, right, is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so you can see this guy's coming in like sword in one hand. He's got all his gear on. This guy's like kind of looks scary, doesn't it? He looks pissed. Who's that remind you of? I want to clarify the King of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Page of Cups, because it sounds to me like this King of Cups is concerned about their Four of Pentacles, and they have some concern. They have some kind of a genuine. It could be genuine, right? Some people say the fish is gross. Okay, right? The fish is gross because it's in the cup. You're gonna drink from the cup, right? But there's some gross fish in there. And he's like kind of looking at it, and to me, it's like he's. I don't know if is it a gross? Is it a fish talking to him? It's what it is, man. This is what I always say: is it's the Jesus fish, right? And the fish is saying, "Hey, you got to make the right decision." That's the fish with in the. I forget. I think it's Matthew. That fish is not in all cases, but in some cases, that's the fish that uh, Matthew. Jesus tells Matthew, "Go catch a fish, and bring it to me." And he does. He walks over, he leaves, casts his fishing pole in the water. Boom, first cast, reels up a fish, brings it back to the friggin' front porch, backyard. They pull it. They pull. He says, "Open up its mouth and look inside." And there was a gold coin. That's he needed the money to pay to get on the boat or whatever it was. That's what that fish is telling him. Are you thinking correctly? Because right now you're looking like a clown. You know, you know the page, okay, but there's not a whole lot behind it. Kind of, I don't want to call the guy a weakling, but anyway. So Jesus fish is saying, "Hey, you better think about where you go, what you're doing." Okay, let's clarify. King Cups, Four Pentacles, Page of Cups. And to me, right there, is this King of Cups is more concerned about their pentacles, what they have, and they have some concern, possibly when it comes to this card of the lovers, but it's not genuine. It's kind of like, they're contemplating. Their emotions are going towards themselves in a way, right? Clarify that, please, for me. Ooh, this card's jumping out. It's like catching fish. You're at the pond and see him jumping. Oh boy. They're jumping, but are they biting? Tell me more, Spirit. Thank you, Lord. There it is. Make sure. Alright, yeah. Next two cards out. Hierophant in reverse. And I asked Spirit to clarify. Ace of Pentacles. Alright. There it is. So it's still at the bottom of the deck, right? Okay. Hierophant. Tradition. You know, you look at this is a guy in the church. So this is, you know, traditional values and teachings. And Hierophant is, I believe, the energy of a Taurus. But it's in the reverse, you know. So this is somebody, could be an institution, you know what I mean. The pillar, you have the pillars here. That was the word the other day I couldn't remember. Kind of like the high priestess, okay, but the high priestess stands alone in the inner knowledge. The hierophant with the columns, he's got people that he commands. He's telling these guys today's sermon or on today's agenda. Okay, and he's got his little wand here, and he's got his, you know, he's doing his salute. Okay, and he's got his robe on and everything. And these guys, when he talks, okay, these guys jump. Boom, boom. Right? So this is like an institution. Could be a church. Could be the law. Could be, we don't know. But guess what? When I pulled it, it was in the reverse. So upright, you know, there's some good qualities to that, you know, because of, you know, ethics and, you know, tradition and values, some type of an institution. But with it being a reverse, is like those values are not there. It's a corrupt institution. Okay. And then the next card is the Ace of Pentacles. So for whatever reason, this King of Cups, who's worried about their Four of Pentacles, and has some advice, wants to help in some manner, and I'll tell you what, they want to do the right thing. Think of that as you're conversating. You're sitting there like this guy's having lunch, okay? Used to be a bad guy, possibly, still could be, right? And he's his bowl of soup or a beer or whatever. He's having lunch or something, right? And he's looking into it and he's going, God, am I doing the right thing right now? Give me a sign. Help me. Help me, Lord. And when I asked Spirit to clarify what that King of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Page of Cups is, this came out. Okay? The King of Cups is trying to hold on to what they got, and they're worried. They want to help, but they don't think that they can because of these guys. The upright, everybody's welcome. It's a grand old time, right? But because it's in reverse, this tells me danger. Bad stuff. Okay? Watch out. And then the next card is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So, a corrupt institution that has a lot of money. Got it? They have a lot of stuff, whatever. But I don't want to go any further, okay? We're at an hour and almost a half. Okay, top, going from the top, we have the High Priestess, Page of Sword, the World, Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Cup, Queen of Pentacle, and the Seven of Wands in reverse. Okay. We got a High Priestess who's got somebody kind of keeping an eye on him, and looks like with the World card, that means it's pretty much that's over with. But the reason why this Page of Swords is keeping an eye on this High Priestess has something to do with this Ten of Pentacles. Okay, and that's like old school. That's old money. That's an inheritance. It's something like something big. Okay, Ten of Pentacles, and it's not. It's like money or something that's been passed on. On the card, you can see there's a whole family there. There's a building. The whole thing. Okay. Seven of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Wands reverse. Seven, Queen of Pentacles, and then the Seven of Wands. It's like 77, right? That could be a birth year, somebody's birthday, 1977, right? That's what they tell you. Those numbers don't always mean Jack, and Jack could be somebody's name. So, yeah, it's almost like that page wants to go like this is gonna end. Whatever's going on, for whatever reason why this Page of Sword is watching this High Priestess, it's going to end. But when it does, it's almost like this Page of Sword wants to go through the finish line because it has something to do with the Ten of Pentacles. And it looks like they're confused how to speak to this Queen of Pentacles. You know, that's not, you know, angry. That's cool. It was willing to willing to talk, or you know what I mean. It doesn't have the attitude of fighting. Okay, next. Ace of Cups reverse, Ace of Wands, Eight of Cups, right? The Emperor, Knight of Wands, Three of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Four of Cups reverse, the Moon. You know, when I see that Four of Cups in reverse, it's like, be careful what you wish for. You know, so there's no love in this situation, and there's power and strength in you being able to say no to this Emperor, Knight of Wands, who wants to pull the swords out of somebody's broken heart, their back, and try to work something out, right? But if you're not able, if you don't have the strength to say no and walk away, be careful what you wish for. Boom. Because you just might get it. Okay? Check it out. These guys, right? Yeah. We're going to do some cool stuff together. We're going to build stuff. We're going to make some money, right? And if you don't have, if you're going to be in this attitude, like, oh man, all I got is 3 cups. Spirit saying, hold on. Don't do anything stupid. Wait. Hold on. Okay. If you say yes to the 3 of Pentacles, boom, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And what's that? That's danger. The terror that lies in the night. Okay? See that? 3, 3. 1, 2, 3. You be howling at the moon. You don't want to do that. Be careful what you wish for. Remember, all glory and praise be to God. And then the last. Okay. 10 of sword, 8 of sword, 10 of wands. Alright. We know. You were laying in the dirt. You pulled the swords out of you. You had 8 more. You kept on going. You shook it off. Now you're walking. You're climbing the hill again. Okay? Start from the bottom. You got the 10 of wands. It's heavy burden. Heavy responsibility. The lovers. The tree of knowledge. The tree of good and evil. Right? I told you got cleaned up and all that. When you meet this person, the wheel of fortune starts turning. That's a fact. Jack. But at the moment, this King of Cups, okay, in the upright, is in 4 Pentacles. And their heart, their cup, is there. I want to help, but I'm not sure I can. That person, they're talking to God. They're talking to Jesus. You dig? And you say, why? What's the hold up? What's going on? This is what it is. Corrupt institution. Bad guys. Could be. If you've been through what I've been through, you know exactly what this is. And it always has to do with this. Innocent people are hurt for this. And then, okay, last but not least, okay, at the bottom of the deck, guess who? Guess who that is? I know who that is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Always right. I know what I'm doing. I know who that is. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Okay, that's the reading for today. God bless you. And may God bless you in all things today. All praise and glory be to the Most High God. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.